Good day. Today we're going to talk about the treatments implemented by Bucor, the GNP, and the PPA. First, we'll talk about the Bucor. The Bucor, or the Bureau of Correction, is an agency under the Department of Justice that is charged with custody and rehabilitation of national offenders. It has a mission of effective safekeeping and rehabilitation of national prisoners. Mandate of the Bucor: confine persons convicted by the courts to serve a sentence in national prisons, keep prisoners from committing crimes while in custody, provide humane treatment by supplying the inmates' basic needs, and implementing a variety of rehabilitation programs designed to change the pattern of criminal or antisocial behavior, engage in agro-industrial projects for the purpose of developing prison lands and resources into productive bases of profit, centers developing and employing inmate manpower, skills, and labor, providing prisoners with a source of income, and augmenting the Bureau's yearly appropriations.
Bucor Rehabilitation Program. The core objective in the administration of these circumferential reformation programs is the effective treatment of the antisocial behavior and destructive personality disorders of an inmate. First is the moral and spiritual program. This refers to the moral and spiritual values formation of the inmates, which shall be institutionalized by the Directorate for Moral and Spiritual Welfare, or DMSW. It includes the practice of one's religion and beliefs, participating in religious volunteer organizations, and individuals shall be regulated and managed by DMSW. Second is for the educational and training program. This refers to the administration of formal and non-formal educations and skills development of inmates, which shall be institutionalized by the Directorate for Education and Training, or DET. It participates volunteer teachers, professors, instructors, and trainers shall be regulated and managed by DET, a cornerstone of rehabilitation. Third is Work and Livelihood Program. This refers to the administration of skills development program on work and livelihood to achieve self-sufficiency of inmates in the prison community and for income generation of the agency. This shall be institutionalized by the Directorate for Work and Livelihood, or DWL. Volunteer participating agencies such as non-government organizations and individuals shall be regulated and managed by DWL.
Number 4. Sports and Recreation Program. This refers to the administration of physical and recreational engagement to achieve mental alertness and physical agility in the spirit of sportsmanship. This shall be institutionalized by the Directorate for Sports and Recreation, or DSR. Volunteer participating agencies, non-government organizations, and individuals shall be regulated and managed by DSR. Number 5. Health and Welfare Program. This refers to the administration of proper nutrition, hygiene, sanitation, cleanliness, and promotion of good health to inmates. This also includes appropriate provision of medical care or hospitalization of the sick, mentally impaired, old age, and disabled inmates. This shall be institutionalized by the Directorate for Health and Welfare Services, or DHWS. Volunteer participating agencies, non-government organizations, and individuals shall be regulated and managed by DHWS. Number 6. Behavior Modification Program. This refers to the administration of program for the character formation of an inmate necessary for effective interpersonal relationship in the prison community. This program also includes therapeutic community. This shall be institutionalized by the Directorate for Behavior Modification, or DBM. Volunteer participating agencies, non-government organizations, and individuals shall be regulated and managed by DBM.
The Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, or BGMP, exercises supervisions and control over city and municipal jails, including their establishment and maintenance in every district, city, and municipal for secure, clean, and adequate equipped and sanitary jail for the custody and safekeeping of city and municipal prisoners. Any fugitive from justice or person detained awaiting investigations or trial and or transfer to the National additional beneficiary, including violent and mentally ill person who endangers himself or the safety of others, duly certified as such by the proper medical or health officer, pending transfer to a mental institution. Major programs in BGMP. There are four major programs under the mandate of BGMP, and they are the following: Inmates Custody, Security and Control Program, Inmates Welfare and Development Program, Decongestion Program, and Good Governance. Provisions of Basic Needs. All PDL under custody are provided with 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and supper. Adequate supply of potable water is made available to them at all times. Likewise, upon admission, each PDL is issued his or her PDL uniform consisting of the yellow t-shirt and brown jogging pants. Hygiene kits are also distributed to the PDL on monthly or quarterly basis. Occasionally, the provision of basic needs for PDL is supplemented by the food and non-food donations from local government units, non-government organizations, business sectors, and private individuals. Health services. Health services for PDL consist of interventions towards prevention, promotion, treatment of illness, and rehabilitation. All PDL undergo medical assessment upon admission. During confinement, the PDL are provided with the health education and counseling, medical consultation, regular health monitoring, and provided medicine subject to availability. To maintain the physical health of PDL, they are allowed the daily sunning and physical exercise.
Educational program. The educational program aims to provide opportunities for PDL to achieve mandatory education. For this reason, BGMP adopted the Alternative Learning Systems, or the ALS, of the Department of Education for the PDL to earn their elementary and high school diplomas. Teachers in the jail-based ALS are BGMP personnel who are professional teachers and trained on the instructional methods for ALS. In jails where there are no personnel trained to handle ALS classes, the ALS teacher would be coming from the Department of Education. All PDL enrolled in the ALS earn their respective time allowance for teaching, studying, and mentoring pursuant to RA 10592. Skills Training Enhancement Program. The objective of the Skills Training Program is to equip the PDL with technical vocational skills which they can use in seeking employment or starting their own business after releasing from confinement. To make the PDL as competitive as other potential job seekers, the skills training program preferred are those accredited by the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or the TESDA, so that the PDL will be able to earn national certification. Thus, only the PDL who meet the eligibility requirement of the specific skills training program being offered can participate. Livelihood Program. The Livelihood Program presents income-generating activities to PDL during their confinement where they are able to earn for their personal upkeep and for financial support to their family. The capital for the livelihood projects are either from BGMP for BGMP-funded projects or from the common fund of a group of PDL for non-BGMP funded projects. Example of continuing and most popular livelihood projects of PDL are bags and purses, bonsai made of beads, pastries, rugs, paper craft, and wood crafts. To help the PDL earn from these livelihood programs, the Jail Unit Welfare and Development Officer facilitates the sales of the products in display centers or livelihood caravan organized by the local government units and other service providers. In addition, online or e-marketing of PDL products is also run by the Jail Unit Welfare and Development Office. Behavioral Management Modification Program. BGMP implements the Therapeutic Community Modality Program or the TCMP to manage and modify behaviors of PDL with the goal of positively changing their thinking and behavior through a structured group process. The program endeavors to teach and model positive thinking, pro-social values, good decision making, and positive coping. Through the program, PDL are trained on socially acceptable ways of behaving and relating with their fellow PDL and with personnel and visitors, thereby fostering a therapeutic jail environment and maintaining a peace communal atmosphere.
Interfaith program. PDL are provided with opportunity to practice their faith while under custody without discrimination, subject only to usual safety measures. The BGMP campaigns and imams provide different religious services such as, but not limited to, mass celebrations, communal prayers, spiritual counseling, catechism, and others. Religious organizations and their respective ministers, pastors, and leaders are accredited by BGMP to facilitate the regular contact with PDL for the provision of religious services. So, the cultural and sports program. The cultural program aims to promote camaraderie among PDL, encourage the development of self-confidence, sharing of cultural talents as form of positive entertainment. Cultural activities allowed in jails include dance, singing, theater, drama, and art workshops. Also, through this program, PDL experience some sense of social normalcy through the communal celebration of socio-cultural events like birthdays, Valentine's Day, Mother's and Father's Days, Christmas and Lent and Easter, Ramadan, local festivals, and other similar activities. The other program is the paralegal program. This activity paralegal program is to address the overcrowding in jail facilities. Through the paralegal program, PDL are assisted in availing of the different early modes of release. Regional and jail paralegal officers conduct continuous informative seminars, orientation to PDL on their rights, modes of early release, and other paralegal legal remedies which can be availed by them. Other paralegal services include paralegal counseling and case follow-up in the courts by jail paralegal officers. So means E is Dalaw. The E is Dalaw service is an alternative to the traditional face-to-face visitation between PDL and respective families. This service enables the PDL to connect with his or her family through a supervised video call and chat. The program is conceptualized specifically to cater the PDL whose family members cannot go to the jail for actual visit. Because of the long distance to the jail, from the residence or the workplace of the family members. However, in case of jail lockdown, by reason of public health emergency where visitation is suspended, all PDL are allowed to use the e-Dalaw to communicate with their families on equitable rotation basis.
The PPA is a Department of Justice or DOJ, a touch agency that provides a less expensive alternative to imprisonment for offenders who are likely to respond to individualized community-based treatment programs. The agency is in charge of reforming, treating, or rehabilitating offenders released into the community on parole, conditional pardon, and probation. Rehabilitation program. It is an individualized community-based three-pronged approach to crime prevention and treatment offender with restorative justice as its philosophical foundation, therapeutic community as the treatment modality, and volunteers as lead community resources.
Restorative justice is a rehabilitation program of the probation and parole administration. So restorative justice, it is a process in which remorseful offenders accept responsibility for their actions, so particularly those against their victims and the community. It creates an obligation to make things right through proactive victim involvement, ownership of the offender of the crime, and community involvement in the search for solutions that promote repair, reconciliation, and reassurance. Thus, the victim, the offender, and or any individual or community member affected by the crime actively participate in the restorative justice process to resolve conflict resulting from the criminal offense, often with the assistance of a fair and impartial third parties. So example of the restorative process include mediation, conferencing, sentencing, support circle, and the like. So the restorative outcome is the agreement that result from the restorative justice process. Restitution, community service, and any other program or response designed to achieve victim reparation and reintegration of victims and or offender are example of restorative outcomes.
Number 2, volunteerism. Volunteerism is a program of the PPA aimed at generating maximum effective and efficient citizen participation and community involvement in the process of client rehabilitation, prevention of crime, and overall administration of criminal justice. Probation, parole is community-based treatment programs depend on the available resources in the community for rehabilitation offenders. Thus, the administration recognizing the importance of role in a community as a rehabilitation agent involves the community in probation and parole work through the use of volunteer workers and welfare agencies. The use of volunteer workers in probation and parole is worth adopting because it opens new fields of community involvement. So remember that in corrections and for training youth leaders, barangay organizations, and civic groups in social development work, the use of volunteers will also make it possible for the correctional system to exercise the supervision of the offenders at less cost to the government. Number 3, the TC or the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community is an environment that helps people get help while helping others. It is a treatment environment. The interactions of its members are designed to be therapeutic within the context of the norms that require for each to play the dual role or client therapist at a given moment. One may be a client role when receiving help and support from the others because of a problem behavior or when experiencing distress. At another time, the same person assumes a therapist role when assisting or supporting another person in trouble.